Alright, so here we have a kingdom from a B division match earlier this week where both players ended up playing the same strategy, and I don't think it really lived up to the potential of the board, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. So they did their kingdom scans, and probably what they focused in on was Guildhall. When you gain a treasure, +1 coffers, and Guildhall is an appropriate thing to often focus in on because there's a number of pretty strong synergies with Guildhall that can make fast money decks, specifically with things that gain a lot of treasures, and here there is one of those. It's Treasure Trove. 2 coins, gain a gold and a copper is normally a pretty strong money card, and with Guildhall it turns into an extremely strong money card. +2 coins, gain a gold and a copper, and oh, by the way, also +2 coffers. A lot of the time, money decks, the place where they struggle is they'll hit a lot of like 6, 7, when really they need to be reaching 8, and so having a bunch of coffers can help out with doing that. And so there's a couple other things that are going to help us along here. There's Bauble. Top decking is actually a pretty big deal for this one. Actually getting Treasure Trove on top right away, and then if you have a Treasure Trove in hand, getting the gold on top right away can really speed things up, play the good cards sooner. Another is Farmland. Essentially, when you're playing this, it's doesn't look like a point rush, but really it is a point rush. It just happens to be provinces, and so Farmland, because you're gaining these golds, you can farmland the gold into province, and that gives it a couple extra points to go along with that. And then the last, particularly off 3/4 openings, is Hermit, where, Hermit's good for acceleration almost no matter what, and this is no exception. For 3/4, it can open double Hermit, gain like a Bauble and a silver, turn those into Madmen, and then use the Madman turns to spike Guildhall, spike Treasure Trove, and even with a Bauble, maybe do both at the same time. So this is a pretty strong deck, and it has probably usually ends up starting to consistently province turn 8. Sometimes it'll even happen as early as turn 7, so you're looking at 4 provinces by turn 10 or turn 11, and almost it really doesn't miss after that, so 6 provinces by turn 13. So it really puts anything else on a timer, and I mean, what else is there here? There's a village, Herald. It's also draw, but there's not really copper trashing, so Herald can struggle pretty hard, and there's also no way to gain them quickly to make up for that. I mean, there is copper trashing in Rat's Hermit, but that's super slow. Not going to really keep up with this. You could look and you can see that there's some attacks here. Corsair is usually pretty decent against money, but in this case, they can just gain the golds back. They trash the golds, they'll gain it back. No big deal. And in fact, often they won't even be playing the golds. They're going to be farmlanding the golds, we said. Then there's also clashes. That's also some attacks. Warlord doesn't do anything against that deck. No big deal. Archer might do a little bit, but, a lot of the time you can actually think this deck, it's going to be pretty copper heavy. So, like, they'll hold back a gold or hold back a treasure trove or whatever. They'll still get to play their really good treasure card, and the rest will be copper. So at best you get to discard a copper, and oh boy, maybe it'll slow them down half a turn. They'll have to use an extra coffer. So those aren't really cutting it. What's actually gonna be cutting it to try to beat this kind of cynical deck is to take advantage of a different 2-card synergy, which is Way of the Chameleon Hermit, and more like Way of the Chameleon Madman. So when you would get plus cards this turn, you get plus coins instead. And well, Madman can give you plus cards. In fact, it can give you a lot of plus cards if you start with the large hand size. So you play like 2-3 Madmen to draw a deck, and then you play 2-3 Madmen more, and you have a bunch of coins. What is coins good for? Well, buying things, but you need plus buy to actually use them. And so a lot of the time, Way of the Chameleon Madman, especially when you're trying to outrace something like this, is probably going to be a little bit ineffective. And the reason for that is that when you're trying to get all these madmen so quickly, a lot of the time what you're doing early is you're just going to be playing a whole bunch of hermits. And the thing with playing a whole bunch of hermits, gaining a whole bunch of madmen, is that you can't actually get plus buy. This board happens to be an exception. We have Storeroom, Bauble, and really specifically Bauble, that you're able to gain with Hermit as plus buy. And so rather than it being, you have to go gain your madmen, you have to go gain your plus buy separately, you're actually able to do them at the same time here. And so being able to do them at the same time is what we're going to hope to take advantage of to outrace this deck. And so you can see the setup. Opponent is also me. It's going to be playing the simple dumb deck, Treasure Trove, Guildhall out of the first player seat. So it gets that little advantage, and we'll see how it goes. Looks like both sides are having the 3/4, so we get to see our kind of standard pair of double hermit openings. We said the other side was going to be gaining silver Bauble off of its hermits, and we're just going to be gaining more hermits because we need the madmen, and so it's really going to look like, okay, what are we doing here? Just gaining hermits and madmen. And actually the first target for us is going to be getting Guildhall off a madman turn. And so what Guildhall kind of does that's maybe a little bit special here is it makes it so that we can kind of do something productive during the turn that doesn't actually gain anything during the buy phase. And so what it'll mean is that we're still able to get madmen on that turn, that we get the Guildhall that otherwise maybe we wouldn't be getting. And Guildhall is useful because, as we said, our plus buy target is basically going to be Bauble. And so gaining Baubles when we have Guildhall is going to produce, however many extra coins. You can see here, the other deck is starting to get its stuff going. See if we can get the Bauble or the Guildhall turn here. It looks like we are going to be able to do that. Just take 2 more hermits. We're going to need madmen, and we'll take our Guildhall. So the other deck right here is actually going to get something pretty nice, which is that it's going to be able to top deck 2 treasure troves. And so it's really going to start provincing next turn, turn 8, pretty much right on schedule. So now that we have Guildhall, we have some work to do. Setting up our big turn, we said we probably needed 5 madmen. We can do that. And that's going to be easy for the coins, but now we do need to get the plus buy. Right now we have 0 buys, so even if we were to have 5 madmen right now, it wouldn't do a whole lot of good. I'm going to go ahead and play this madman. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab a Bauble right here, and although we don't have, we're only going to have 1 hermit in the deck. What this Bauble is going to do is it's going to, after we take favor out of it, is it's going to make it such that this hermit can actually be 2 hermits, or two madmen. And so because of city state, you can play hermit, gain hermit, and then use that hermit to gain a Bauble. And so you basically get 2 madmen for the price of 1 hermit, and that's a pretty big deal. Right now, I don't think we really have an incentive to burn this madman. We want to get the double hermit thing going, and we want to get more plus buy. So right now, I think we're happy just to take some more Baubles. See, the other deck is going along nicely. It has 9 coffers. It's not going to miss. So we better get things going fast here. We have the 2 hermits. We see that we have 3 Baubles in there, so this is actually pretty good. We gain a Bauble with this one. We're going to be set to go off next turn. We're going to have 5 plus buys, and we're going to have 5 madmen, so that'll be enough for 5 provinces. We don't think that the other side's gonna double. It's possible, but we think it's unlikely. So let's go ahead and stop there, get our plus buy, and we're ready to go. Let's see here. The other side, actually, turns out, can double province, so that's actually a pretty significant problem, but we still have the 5 buys. We can take 4 provinces and a duchy and be perfectly happy. And in fact, we draw a deck a bit early, so we're gonna have plenty of coins. We don't even need to play the 3rd madman. Coin, and we're set to, we could have easily done 5 provinces, but 4 provinces and duchy is quite enough to win. Really, the other side probably should have done a farmland to province last turn, but I can see both of them, so I had it do the max points thing. So yeah, 10 turns. You can really get it going quite fast. I think it's a little bit tricky, just because you have that thing where you kind of have to make sure you have enough plus buy and also have enough madmen at the same time. But it's a good strong deck, and it can certainly outrace this treasure trove thing. Even when the treasure trove thing, I guess, this was probably pretty good draws for it. So in a mirror, I think it would be pretty nightmare-ish, actually. There would be a strong incentive to probably hoard madmen. You would not burn them. The thing that you'd probably do is try to get 6 madmen, and then kind of slowly build up the plus buy. An opponent with only 4 madmen is probably not going to be able to go off very effectively, although in this case, maybe they would have. Just because they can't produce enough coins to get all the provinces, so you'd probably really gun for having 6 madmen, so that gimps them, and then you just get enough plus buy such that you can take all the provinces whenever you need to. And, so there's how you're gonna beat the kind of unfortunate deck here, and I'll see you all